Greetings, dear beautiful spirit soul that you are. Ah, the sun feels good. Being right here. Take some nice deep breaths. Yeah, be right where you are. Notice where you are. You know, look at something in the room, wherever you are, and somewhere else. Look around. Be right there. You know, make sure your feet are planted firm. Bend your knees a little bit. You know, do a couple of nice breathing. Be right there, right now. That's where you access your power. People dream when they're asleep. That's my topic. People dream when they're asleep. People say, live your dreams. That means live your unconscious reality while you're asleep. I don't dream at one level. I dream when I want to dream, but where it comes from. And yeah, there are probably some prophetic dreams, and because, you know, or something could come into consciousness. I'm not saying there's not that. In fact, I remember when the one kitty passed, and I kept feeling there was a cat on my bed, you know, for about a month or two, and I'd look around, there was no cat. And then I talked to other cat people. Oh yeah, cats show up back there and walk around a little bit, and because, you know, they're already there pretty much anyway. But you know how all these people, well, dream you can and you will. Do your dreams. Dreams come true. Well, there's a lot of dangerous dreams. I remember this joke. There was this woman, and she was dreaming, and in her dream, this big, awful monster was just disgusting, you know, and racing after her, and she was running and running and running, and pretty soon she came up against a wall, and she can't get any further, and she says to the monster, "What are you going to do with me?" And the monster says, "I don't know, lady. It's your dream." And so so many people are unconscious, are actually sleepwalking because they're in a hypnotic trance. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Plus, minus, light, dark, like, dislike. And it's this fixation with light. Blinded, captured by. And so we keep our attention focused out here. So we're walking like almost, a lot of people are already zombies. What that zombie means is that they're not connected to the soul, to the self. And when people sell their soul, what that really means is they stop feeling compassion because it's their job and they make money. That's basically what it is. It's like feeling, when I went to this one car place, before I went to my buddy who found it was the squirrels that had eaten the wires of the tail lights. Great, so now I know what to do. You know, with the spray, the peppermint spray. So anyway, when I went to one of these so-called experts, they didn't even check, said they checked, but they didn't. And they were lying to me. And I'm going to have big diagnostic until they didn't even look, didn't anywhere, nothing. Because, see, and also, well, they could make money. And I noticed a guy who wrote down the appointment, which I broke, but I didn't want to do that. I had it fixed anyway. He couldn't even make eye contact with me while he's writing down the stuff and doing things, because nobody's there. There's a harshness, there's like a cruelty, there's a nastiness. I remember years ago going to a restaurant in Beverly Hills with, when I was in the television ministry, and some of these people, and it was like a real famous place. People love to go and spend a lot of money. I didn't go, I was taken as a guest, because the waiters insulted people. They loved hearing it. They loved being insulted like that. And it was like, oh, really? So what are people dreaming? It could be their nightmares, or their could be in the astral plane, maybe leaving their body, or they might be prophetic. But it's what's in your consciousness. It's what's in your mind. And you're not actually, and when a person says, well, I'm dreaming of this, if you're visualizing something, you're not dreaming, you're awake, using your imagination. Your imagination is very powerful. And you say, well, it's just in my imagination. You know, if you think anything, the thought, it does exist, because those things are labeled with the words, the sounds that have hacked the cosmic sound to bring those sound vibrations into this dimension and this reality as matter. It is sound and light. And when it's always about your dreams, what do you dream? Your dreams that come true. I'm dreaming of you. I'm dreaming of you. That's a statement of actually being asleep and unconscious. And you don't need to do that. What's your inner vision? What is that sense of something you needed to do? It's like one of my students is such a wonderful writer. She's developed her Diamondopolis, that's her, Dorothy. She's a short story writer. And she stays fully conscious as she develops her characters. And she has such a great ability to do that, that she has worked on. She didn't have a formal education. She's taught herself. And by studying everything, she has articles everywhere and bringing into a book and such. And she's not dreaming this. She's actually making it a reality because she's doing it. A lot of people stay in their minds, well, I visualized it, it never happened, but you're not doing it. I contemplated, I dreamed it, I've been thinking of this over, and it's my dream, and my dreams never come true. Was because you're not making it happen. You're not taking what is your heart's desire, and by becoming that, acting that out, manifesting it at the level of what it takes in this particular reality, you see? So wake up. You don't need to dream your life away in a closed thing in the mind. Go into your heart. I don't teach that. Let your dreams come true. No, that's fakey. That's old. It's done. No, you don't need that. And you have to get to that whatever you're seeking, you already have that in consciousness. Because we do everything for an experience. And we do everything to get what does that feel like, or to experience that thing. And you want a real life, not a dream life. And I know the Aborigines in Africa, because the Dogon people, their dream state is their real world. Well, that's different. They have a different type of a meditation and a different type of a structure that is a meditation, and we call it the dream state, but it is a deep, deep meditation. And these deep, deep meditations are wonderful because you're deeply listening and processing and clearing of all the unwanted. And to make the reality that your reality true, your reality has to be also who you are. And to clean out and clear out all of those objections to manifesting that reality that you desire, or to that situation or that product or art form or whatever your work, what you're expressing. And to do that is an activity. And no one is stopping you. So what you look at is take a look at write down all the words that are stopping you. Write down all those words that you connect with yourself. And it's so interesting when I work with people, when I give suggestions, some people won't do that. And what happens is some people will and some people will. And yet I don't force people to do anything. I say, this is what works, and do it if you want. And when people actually go down to say, what is that deep belief that is creating these fears and blocking me from what I truly desire, if they actually go down and pull that plug and see there's a belief in there that you're not good enough. There's a belief that your happiness comes from others. There's a belief that you don't have it. And there's all of this, and when you dig out those beliefs and see what they're concepts. And when you accept a concept and you believe that it's true and believe that's real, you're going to react and act as if that is, even though it's just made up. It's all made up. It's all made up. And the truth is not made up. It's the absolute that you're part of. It is the absolute, eternal, divine. And what else is worth anything? Because you are worth all. And it out here is not it. That's a good to unhack yourself. That's not it. It is not it. This is a manifestation. And while I was talking about Walter Russell and the video before I just mentioned, you look to the cause. He wasn't looking to examine effects. You know how many people, libraries are, let's examine the effects of this. Let's examine this. And let's go further into this. And for now, let's go into outer space. Let's go out there. And then we go in there now, but it's not here, see. When you go in here, you see, that's where the power is, because that's where you are, and that's who you are. And when you let go of those, there's, it's very, 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 very interesting to be an observer. Not that you're judging or hating, but you can just observe, and you watch, and you notice. And then you also do adapt yourself in order to maintain your bliss, you see, and not let anybody or anything knock you off your center. See, that doesn't mean an arrogant position. That does not mean a righteous position. That's not a know-it-all position at all. It's a recognition of the distinction and difference between you and the mind, you see. You and the outer expression, and you and the divine eternal manifest creation that is not even a creation. It's the divine spiritual divine reality, of which this is a perverted shadow reflection. That's all. Or some call a virtual reality. But you don't act and live as if it's a virtual reality, because then it is. When you're living in the divine and the spiritual, you're living in now the spiritual realm, because that's where you are. And you are to perceive the beauty and the harmony and the feeling and the preciousness, you see, of each animal, of each person, each tree and all. You're living in this magnificent, every day is such a joyous adventure, because you never know what's going to happen. And you're not trying to, I don't want any surprises. No surprise. You got to control the domain. The controllers are controlled, because they have to operate within that system and protect and promote that domain all the time, because they believe that's who they are. And they have so structured that situation that they can't even perceive they're within it, because they're so busy thinking that's who they are and how they do it. On automatic, they're unconscious. It's a dream state, you see. So, yeah. It's all right there with you right now, right where you are. That's it. Watch the videos, share them with people. Yeah, go to my website. A few things I want to do. Put up some links. There's some talks I've done for others, and I want to put those up so you can access those. You can get my books on the different places that sell books out there. Use the internet if you want. I like to shop for mom and pop stores. And it's again, what's natural, what people make. When people are complaining about how all that is, you vote with your dollars. Vote with money or whatever you're using for that. Don't put it there. Put it somewhere else. Put it at what you want, because then what you want will. That's why I support what I want by shopping there, or giving money there, or communicating that. And you don't need to change the world. You see, the world is always an outer expression, but the divine and the earth is really pretty much, she's doing her thing too. See, always don't forget that. But when you do that, you're not living in the dream of the way the world could be someday. It isn't somebody else is going to do that. Forget make it another law that's going to do that. No, that's ridiculous. And now focusing on that, focus on you and your reality and how you are, we see, with people and situations. And then every day is so full of wonder and joy. You find the beauty and the harmony. You're not looking for mistakes. You're not looking where to hate. You're not looking who did get rid of anything, because you're the one who's doing it to yourself. Ha ha. Wake up. Stay and awake. The problem with the word Awake is where you also watch dead people in their coffin, and you all having a glass of tipping the old, like, wee-haw! So, words are words. And you might find that be clear, be aware, be who you are, and if you want it, you don't have to dream it. Just go do it.